Today I have a special guest for you and you're going to love her. Cassie Kitzmiller is a sales and strategy coach for small business owners, founder of the Christian Women Business Builders, and a mama to 3 little boys who are always hungry. She's an Amazon best-selling author, licensed interior designer, church planter, and seriously passionate about the idea of working smarter, not harder. Before we chat with Cassie, I'd like to share the review of the week left on iTunes. This 5-star review was left by Elsie Muchel titled So Much Yes. Allison has such a fresh take on what it means to be a businesswoman. Mostly, she's just real and relatable, and that's what I appreciate and value the most. She gets it, and that's why I follow her. Keep these podcasts coming. Thank you so much, Elsie Muchel, for the wonderful review. Mamas, if you would like your review to be read on the show, pause now, head over to iTunes, and leave a review today. Hey there, Mom Boss. Welcome to the Social Media for Mompreneurs podcast. I'm Allison Scholes, brand strategist and lifestyle stock photographer. And yes, I'm that boss lady in sweatpants. If you're ready to fine-tune your personal brand, grow your business on social media, learn some really cool marketing hacks, all while balancing family life, then girl, you're in the right spot. And please don't be shy. You can connect with me over at bossladyinsweatpants.com. If you're ready for today's show, go ahead and hand out the kids' tablets, open those juice boxes, grab your coffee, and hide in your closet. It's time to dive in. Okay, ladies, if you're ready to work smarter, not harder, then keep listening because Cassie is here today to unload her genius. Welcome, Cassie.
Hi, Allison. So excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. And before we dive into our topic today, please let our listeners know who you are and what's your business.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Cassie Kitzmiller. I am a mama to 3 wild little boys. I am a small business sales and strategy coach, and I am also the founder of Christian Women Business Builders.
That's amazing. Now, the title of our show today is Multiply, Don't Add, Getting More Done While Working Less. So can you explain to us this concept of multiplying instead of adding?
Absolutely. Being a mom of 3 and running multiple businesses, I was quickly getting burnt out and was doing what we all do, where I just kept adding more to my to-do list and realized there has to be a better way. We can't just always do more. So I came up with the concept of multiplying my results instead of adding more things to the to-do list. And it's actually a proven principle in math. Most of the time, if you have 2 numbers and you add them together, you're going to get a lot less than if you take those same numbers and multiply them. So I always like to say, if you have 4 plus 4, it's 8. But if you have 4 times 4, it's 16. Same numbers, double the results.
So what does this look like, multiplying, when it comes to business? Like, how do you apply that concept in your business?
When it comes to business as well as home life, honestly, it's about focusing on the areas that you excel at, doing more of those. So multiply what it is that you do well at, and where you need to add more to your plate, that's where you outsource. That's where you multiply your results by reaching out to other women, to other businesses, to other mamas in your network to get more done, but not having to do more.
So if we have moms who are listening and they have this ever-long to-do list, what would be, in your opinion, the first step when it comes to the concept of multiplying and not adding? I can totally relate to this topic where, as moms, we just have this feeling that we need to do everything in our home life and in our business. So when we have all the things to do and it's so overwhelming, what is the first step to get the ball rolling when it comes to multiplying and not adding to that to-do list?
My vote for the very first step is focus on creating priorities. So when, as a mom and in business, you know that everything feels important, But when it comes down to it, there's probably only one or two things in your home and in your business that if you would knock those out of the park, if you would focus your time and attention in those areas, then everything else will fall into place. So focus your intention, focus your time on knocking out that first priority, and then you will be more aware, you'll be more open, and you'll be a lot more productive to take care of the other things on your list.
So when we prioritize, would you tell moms to really focus on maybe like 1 to 2 things to prioritize? Now, is this like an overall goal that goes over a long period of time, or are you speaking day to day?
I love that question. So I just got done in the membership group doing an entire training on time management and really becoming masters of our time. So one of my favorite tips is to break down your big, like massive to-dos into 90-day goals. 90 days is just long enough that you can get some amazing stuff done. I literally wrote, edited, produced a cover, and had it out in the world in 90 days. My first book came from idea to completion in 90 days. I've launched our membership group from 0 members to over 200 and professional, really launching within 90 days. And then you scale that down into monthly to-dos, weekly to-dos, and then even down into daily to-dos.
I love that. And that sounds really similar to what I call time blocking. So give us an example, Cassie, of what your typical day may look like, because if we are mompreneurs and we're running a business, but we're also running our household, a mom who has a million things to do is kind of wondering, what is my day to day going to look like and what can I handle? So can you give our listeners kind of what your day to day looks like?
Absolutely. So I am finally in a season of life where my littles are sleeping through the night. Hallelujah. And thank you, Lord. So I try to get a power hour in at least 4 to 5 days a week. That's when I have that intense work focus time. So right now I get up at 5:30. From 5:30 to about 7:30 is my power hour. I pray. I spend time in the Word. I do a little bit of really focused creative work. And then I do a 20-minute workout. If I get that done 4 to 5 days a week, I am golden. From there, the kids are up, we're fixing breakfast, we're doing homeschool lessons, we're running them around. Mom-kid time happens in the middle of the day. And then by early afternoon, evening, I may take an hour or two during nap time, quiet time, to answer emails, be on social media, be active, in my community. Afternoon, evening is dinner, and then we are off to the races with football or small group or, fill in the blank from there.
That's awesome. And did I hear that you homeschool your kids?
Yes. So I've got an 8-year-old who is in 3rd grade, and then we just started preschool with my 4-year-old.
So mamas, if you're listening and your kids go to school, you have no excuse. You can get these power hours in. If Cassie can do her power hours and do homeschooling, you can do it as well. And, I think you said something so key. Power hours. And I do the same thing. I work in power hours. I set the alarm on my phone. And when the hour is up, and maybe I didn't accomplish everything I wanted to do, but that's okay. Because I think that's when you really focus and, zone in on that 1 hour. The phone is out of the room. The kids are entertained. You're not worried about cleaning. You're not worried about cooking. You're not worried about making phone calls. It's whatever you set for that power hour, you just focus in on it. And it's so true. You can get more done in less time, right? Do you agree with that?
So much. Focus is really where it's at. You can spend so much time chasing rabbit trails and getting very little done. Even 20 minutes of really intentional clarity moves the needle so much. And one of my favorite things about calling it power hour is that it kind of makes it like special. So I can tell the husband, I'm not answering emails. I'm in my power hour.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it allows you to sit aside, it's special.
So let's recap a bit. The first thing that we should do as mompreneurs is really prioritize our to-dos, even in our personal life and in business. So that's really the first step. And then take maybe the top 2 or 3 priorities and attach a 90-day goal. And then reverse engineer from the 90 days Is that how you do it? You look at the 90 days of where you want to be at the end of 90 days and then reverse engineer it and break it down into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. Is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's the big picture goal. You want to start with that clear, measurable goal. And when you set that goal, you are setting up little target dates. So at the end of month 1, if I'm going to accomplish that, this has to get done. And then within that month, you take, at the beginning of each week, you say, if this has to get done, this has to happen this week. And then in your daily life, when do I have time to work towards that big goal? These things have to happen in order for this monthly goal to happen, and then for that 90-day goal to happen.
So I guess my last question for you is, I heard you say when you wake up, do you do a lot of self-care for yourself in the morning?
As a mom and as a business owner, you give a lot, but I find myself more anxious. I find myself snapping a little bit more than I should or that I normally would. If I can find 10, 15, 20 minutes of solitude, quiet, whether it's sipping a cup of coffee, praying, journaling, I'm just a lot more prepared to face the challenges that occur every day.
And you said a key word, anxiety. And recently I was guilty of waking up and grabbing my phone and looking at my to-do list. And the anxiety for the day was pretty much set. And that set the tone for my day. And recently I put the phone down and I journal with my coffee right away. And then I read for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And I do all this before my kids are up. Mamas, if you're listening, I highly suggest that you do this. And this will add to the multiplying and not adding to your day. It really will. Do you agree, Cassie?
Absolutely. I don't know if anybody out there has read The Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs.
I have
The Miracle Morning is great, but the For Entrepreneurs one is really focused on why self-care and why that intentional morning setting is so important. And it's just being able to get clear and to do more in the day without just feeling like you're chasing your tail all day long.
Thank you, Cassie, so much for today. I think this topic, it's almost, we can dig into this more and more and more, and maybe we will at a future date if we get some more questions from our listeners. But do you have, well, first of all, where can our listeners find you out in the social media world?
Absolutely. Well, I'm pretty available out there on Facebook at Christian Women Business Builders online. The website is christianwomenbusinessbuilders.com. And we do daily trainings like this every day in the group. So you can hop in. I do sales and talk about strategy just like this. We've got a law gal in there that talks legal. We've got a finance gal. All those questions that you have, we're there every day of the week with just some truth and a little bit of tidbit for you.
And I'll make sure that I put all of your information in the show notes. Is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with today?
We have just launched the public group. So for your listeners, if they will go to www.christianwomenbusinessbuilders.com, if you will click on the Learn More, we are actually offering a free membership into the back end library where you can meet all the coaches, get access to some free bonuses, watch some of the trainings, and just, get fed in community.
And I can tell you, I got into that, and the material and the value that all of you ladies offer is just wonderful. And just to know that being a mompreneur, solopreneur, you're really not alone in the process. There's so many out there to support you and help you. And when you say multiply, don't add, I feel that I learned so much from other women and learn how to streamline all the other processes that I don't like to do so I can focus on the stuff that I really love to do. Right?
That's a whole nother interview, Allison. That is so new.
I know, right? Well, Cassie, thanks so much for being on the show today. And as Cassie says best, work smarter, mamas, not harder. Thank you for tuning in today. If you loved today's episode and walked away with value, then please head over to iTunes, social media for mompreneurs, and leave a review and subscribe to the channel. This would make my day. And don't forget to connect with me on Instagram at Allison Scholes, or grab some freebies over at bossladyandsweatpants.com. Take care. I'll see you next time.